Let's do this.
Live from Blu-ray on the historic Oxford Square, this is RebTalk on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield in partnership with Super Talk Mississippi Media. RebTalk is brought to you by Blu-ray, Oxford's upscale down-home restaurant on the square. C-Spire, official wireless provider of Ole Miss Athletics. By Coca-Cola. Fans, there's magic when we cheer together. Let's create some magic with an ice-cold Coke. Cheers. And by Chantil, the official apparel partner of the Ole Miss radio team. Now, let's go live to Blu-ray on the historic Oxford Square. Here's the voice of the Rebels, David Keller.
And thank you and welcome to Blu-ray. How's everybody doing up in here? Man, we got a packed house at Blu-ray. Y'all must have been hungry, right? Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with us. You're just hungry. What a great place to be. Anytime you're in Oxford, you listen to us on the radio or watching us on Facebook Live, be sure you come by and check out Blu-ray. Make sure that's part of your plans. And have you eaten yet?
No.
I haven't either. Gosh. We should have eaten beforehand. That's the biggest mistake. When you wait till afterwards, you starve watching everybody else eat.
I have to run a carpool service before I get here, so.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, get kids everywhere.
Baby duty?
Yeah,
kid duty.
It's fun.
I love it. Y'all get up for Brandon Hudspeth. He's my sidekick here.
How's it going?
We need to switch one week, and I'll do the computer, and
yeah, I'd love that.
you could be the face of the program.
Well, I don't know if anybody wants that, but I'd love it. I'd have fun.
Hey, we got a great show for you tonight. We're looking forward to it. We're going to be talking some volleyball and football. How about that? Ready? All right. We got, of course, Lane Kiffin's going to join us here in a moment, but we're real excited to talk about volleyball. Volleyball opens their SEC slate tomorrow night with Alabama here at home. Who's going? You better be going. Y'all going? Oh, yeah, okay. Good deal. Tomorrow night, we're going to get more of you to go, too. But we've got Coach Bree Henry with us, and from volleyball on the team from Colorado senior Peyton Broach back there. Everybody good? All right. They'll be up in a minute. Also, Rebel head coach Lane Kiffin and Rebel defensive safety Trey Washington, who had a big game this week. 10 total tackles. We're looking forward to visiting with Trey. He's an Alabama native, so he can tell us what's going to be like to take on the Tide. If you'd like to participate in the show, we're going to allow you to do that. B-Hud's going to tell you how to do that.
So we had a couple different ways you can ask questions or even comments if you're on a Facebook Live or Twitter or X, as it's now commonly referred to. The first way, if you're here live with us at Blu-ray, Brock will be walking around with some question slips. You can fill those out, and he'll bring them up, and we'll go through those and get as many on as we can. If you're at home watching or on your phone watching or your iPad or whatever on Facebook Live, you can go to facebook.com/Ole Miss Athletics. You can hop in the live chat there and ask a question, and I'll do my best to get it on. And then the last way you can do it is through X or Twitter, whatever you prefer to call it. You can tweet a question to @Ole Miss Network, which is our general account that we both check. You can tweet directly at DK at RebVoice, R-E-B Voice, or directly at me, B_HUD, HUD. Any of those ways you want to ask a question, shoot them to us, and we'll do our best to get them on the show tonight.
Why did they go with, like, Twix? Oh, that's already taken, right?
Twix that's a cereal. Yeah. And, no, I'm thinking Twix is a candy bar.
Twix is a candy bar.
I was thinking Trix.
Tricks.
Yeah. Remember Tricks
we
are
don't
for kids?
call it Tricks. We want to call it Twix.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Twix would have been cool.
Check out Twitter. Thank you very much, B-Hud. We'll be back shortly. We'll talk some volleyball right here from Blu-ray on RebTalk.
Bouray is Oxford's upscale down-home restaurant on the square. Now for more Reb Talk, here's David Callum.
Bergosh, what more can you say? Smokes another.
Once upon a time, there was a football player named Moncrief, and the saying was feed Moncrief. It's all Peyton Bergoch now. Feed Bergoch. Just keep giving her the ball.
You got to love Brittany, huh? Brittany McLaughlin and also Jake Ramada on that call. And we do have Peyton Bergoch here. Peyton Bergoch. I had you you told me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
you got it right.
I got it right.
Yeah.
That's good. And Bree Henry. Let's give it up for volleyball again. Good to have you guys. So they've wrapped up non-conference, opening SEC play tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that. The Rebels interleague play at 6-5 overall, won 4 straight against Alabama. Ooh, a little pressure there, huh? So you hadn't lost to Alabama.
I haven't. Don't plan on it.
Okay. That's not going to happen tomorrow either, huh? I love it. Bree, we're excited to have her here. Of course, she won a national championship, both a player at Long Beach State and on the staff at Nebraska, student athlete in both indoor and beach volleyball. Helped bring Long Beach State its first national title is on her bio on sand courts in 2013. We need to do that. Beach volleyball, can we do that sometime?
We can.
Let's talk to
I don't have the power, but we can do
okay,
it.
we can.
We
do
have
it.
the capacity.
I need to talk to Carter. But anyway, she was an All-American and then played professionally in the Philippines and Switzerland from California. And she's got her husband, John, here, and her daughter, Quinn. Y'all give it up for John and Quinn in the back. Hey, y'all. Quinn's a handful. Daddy gets to babysit while Mama gets to talk. But, hey, if she cuts up too bad, you can bring her up here. We'll be okay with that. And then Peyton's from Colorado, started and appeared in all 28 matches of middle blocker last year. Some of the things that has been going on for her this year, she leads the SEC in hit percentage at .437, leads Ole Miss Rebels in blocks at 42 and block sets at 1.05. Second on Ole Miss in kills with 100. Record season high 14 kills against Stephen F. Austin. And she's hit over 700 in 3 matches this season, over 500 6 times this year. A lot of positive stuff. You're majoring in
psychology.
That's what I had. Sometimes they change.
Yeah.
Now we just talked about it. So you're a senior, but you're really got another year.
Yeah, senior, and I'll be a 5th year next year.
Oh, sweet. You
Yep.
got to love that, huh?
Right.
COVID's been great.
Yeah, it is now.
Tell me about finding Ole Miss and what's the experience been like. I like to ask those that are from Colorado and points beyond, what's it been like?
I first visited the University of Tennessee, and I was like, I want to be in the SEC. I want to be in the South. And then led me to Ole Miss. The culture and atmosphere of Oxford is really what brought me here. But I'm lucky to be here and wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Bree, what does she mean to our team?
Oh, my God. Well, did you just read those stats? Everybody heard those
read
stats?
them again.
Yeah. She means so much to our team, not only on the producing side of the ball and defensive side of the ball, but she's really become a leader for our team and a voice that the team listens to and wants to hear from. I think she's really come into the role of learning how to hold teammates accountable, but with so much love, and she's a pillar for our team.
Where do you cross that? We talked to you as a freshman. Where do you cross that threshold and say, okay, I'm going to take the initiative to be a leader? When did that happen for you?
Probably in between my sophomore and junior year. My sophomore year was my breakout year after not really playing my freshman year, but my junior year I kind of stepped into that role as a captain last year, and through conversations with coaches and wanting that role, it's kind of come naturally to me. Leadership does, and so it's been fun.
Evaluate this team. You've been on several.
Yeah.
What do you think we can do the rest of the way?
This team has been exciting since January. We've had pretty much the same group, plus we added one over the summer, which is always fun to keep your core for almost a full year. So we have a really special bond on this team. I've said that this is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite team that I've played with. We're all just really close outside of volleyball, which makes it really fun to go to battle and be with each other every single day in the court.
Coach, you were assistant, and everybody's pulling for you to get the job. It worked out great for that to happen. With the atmosphere over there, Mary and I try to come occasionally, too, when we're free to do that with my crazy schedule. But it's really cool. There's a core group of fans, and it gets loud in there, so we definitely have a home court advantage.
We do. And, last year I was traveling with my daughter, and we had to put headphones on her in other gyms, and I'm like, oh, maybe we don't need these because they're in these big arenas and they're not selling them out. And I think that at Gillum, we had to put the headphones on her.
Right,
Because it's
right.
like such an intimate, small space, and it gets loud, and the fans are so close, and it's really engaging. And now it's even more a beautiful venue with our floor. And so it's the venue is like no other volleyball venue, I think, in the SEC at the moment.
Cool.
So I have a couple questions. One, how much eligibility do you have left?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a pretty good player.
I don't leave the ground anymore.
I love it.
So you've now had a full kind of recruiting cycle and an off season and all of the, hoopla that comes with that. What's one of your things that you've tried to do to put a stamp on the program, being a young, new head coach, learning from so many different influences? What's some of the things that you've kind of said, okay, I want these to be pillars of our program?
Yeah. We do have 3 pillars of our program. Trust, and that's not something that we can just have. It has to be built. And so fostering relationships, trusting not only each other, but our system and our coaches. And then once we're able to do that, we can hold each other accountable. And that's really what we need on the volleyball court, is to be able to do that for us to have success. And then service is a big one. This community is just so special, and everybody bleeds Rebels, and it's really cool when I tell our athletes, I'm like, we spend 20 plus hours a week, and to have a place where everyone cares about what we're doing and your craft. I mean, being in California, sometimes you don't feel the stands, they don't understand what's going on. There's so many other professional sports and other things to do, and the hustle and bustle of it all. And here, everyone cares about the time that you're putting into your craft. So serving our community is a big one, serving one another, finding your role and your value on the team. And then the last one, and I think my athletes probably hate hearing me say this over and over and over, but preparation. So prepping your minds, prepping your body. We want really high volleyball IQ, prepping for scout. And I think that they've really leaned into that. We have a small roster, and so we really needed to be prepared with our health, and to be able to make it through preseason all healthy has been really great, and they've been succeeding at that.
All that equals culture. And I know coaches talk about culture, and I'm kind of on the fan side, and fans say, what is that? That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's really important. I think sometimes we undervalue how important culture is.
Oh, it's a non-negotiable. When I talk about with our recruits and our players, it's non-negotiable. You're either with us, or it takes away, and one little wrong thing or not feeling our culture can explode. And so we talk about, if something's going a different direction, we got to pull it back and pull it right back to the root of what we're doing and why we do all this.
The margin for error, Peyton, when you get into league play, shrinks.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've had success with Alabama.
Yeah.
What do you think will be the keys to be successful in league plays? We jump in there tomorrow night.
Yeah. We've worked really hard on kind of executing and perfecting our systems and what we've worked on through spring, summer, fall. So I think SEC play, I don't think we've hit our peak yet, which is exciting because you don't want to hit your peak yet. So I'm excited to see it continue to trend upwards, us to continue to click, and get to play these high-level teams who we know, we scout. We played them last year. There's rivalries. So I'm excited. SEC play is where it's at.
What age did you decide I want volleyball to be my sport?
It's always been my sport.
Has it?
Yeah, I started at 11, and it's
Really?
been my only
Wow.
sport since 11. So
Wow.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sometimes volleyball players will play basketball too. and
Yeah.
do
Being 6'3",
multiple
most people
sports.
assume. So
Yeah,
but
everybody assumes it when
Yeah.
you're tall like that. Bree, and I want to ask you this too about coaching. We talked about your success as an athlete and as a player, and great success and all. But when did you make your mind up that, hey, I want to continue with my sport as a coach?
Yeah, I think, it all kind of started, I was a sports psych major, and I think the positive stuff that I learned in my sports psych major made me a really great athlete my senior year, and being able to use coping skills and, build relationships and have a successful season, and then going overseas and just having so many exposures to different way people coach, and really learning what was great and what wasn't great, and taking and pulling from each of those was incredible. And then I was really impacted by my assistant coach, and I wanted to be that for other young females. So that's the trek. Hopefully we're doing that.
Hopefully you're doing that.
Yeah, but it kind of just, I'm like, all right, this is the path we're going down. I love it. I mean, there's times where I'm like, I can't believe this is my job. We'll talking to staff, and they're like, can you believe that we get to do this? Like, some people don't even understand how great it is.
Yeah.
So it's really special gig to have.
Especially in this league, too.
Oh,
One
yeah.
final question. I'll ask you about recruiting. So it's such a world sport. It's not just, U.S. only. So your footprint, I'm sure, is huge. You got to look everywhere in the recruiting world with the portal and NIL and all those wonderful things we get to deal with in all of our sports. Do you feel pretty good about being able to continue to recruit good folks to Ole Miss?
I do. I think what's really cool is our support for NIL in volleyball. I mean, I know it's blowing up in the male sports, but I think Ole Miss is doing a really good job of supporting female sports and volleyball especially. So to know that we have that backing and that we're not having to compete against that as well in this new world of transfer portal and NIL, and I really believe that we're able to grab some key players with the support that we have from that. And as far as like how wide we cast our net, I mean, Brad, my recruiting coordinator, he's like, well, when can I go to Serbia? When can I go to Europe? Like, you want me to go? We see a recruit come up, and he's like, oh, am I on the plane next week? I'm like, Brad, chill out. We need you here as well. But, yeah, no, it's a wide net. But also at this level, we can find the top 25 and be able to just really dive in after that. And it's all about relationships with them, too. And getting them to Oxford, I think, is the part that we need to continue to excel at. Once you're here, people are like, oh, you can't say no. But we got to get them here.
Got to get them here first.
Yeah.
Hey, that's great. Hey, Bree Henry, head coach of Ole Miss Volleyball, and Peyton Burgach, one of our outstanding superstar players. Y'all give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Good luck with Bama.
Yeah.
Let's
thank
go
you.
get Alabama tomorrow. That'll be 6 p.m. right here in Oxford. Hopefully you'll check that out. And we'll continue with Reb Talk shortly in the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Hotty toddy Ole Miss. More Reb Talk from Boo-Ray on the Square continues now. Here's David Kellum.
Hayden Bird to kick it, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be knocked down by Harris. Rolling down the field, there's a scoop and a tackle at the 32-yard line. Harris got through, looked like, and got the block, and Anthony recovers it, and the Rebel special teams has a huge play on a block field goal. And there's the handoff, or he keeps it rather, dives for the goal line. Did he break it? Yes, he did. Off the right side, Dart got hit, but he had enough momentum to hit the goal line. Harvey couldn't keep him from getting in there, and the Rebels get 6. Bentley finds an opening right to the 10-5. He goes into the end zone. Untouched is Ulysses Bentley, and the Rebels extend the lead. Play fake down the sidelines. He's got a man open. Caught at the 5. Stretching for the end zone is Dayton Wade. They say he's down at the 1. Got behind the defender, and a perfect throw by Dart. And here is Judkins, and Judkins will punch it in for the TD. A 1-yard run for Judkins, and the Rebels have put this one on ice. In 3 seconds, the clock will run out. Tennyson on the tackle. That was a 5-yard gain, and the game goes to zeros, and Ole Miss has won. Final score will be 48-23 Rebels. Graduate of Oxford sponsors our weekend review. Start your game day off right. Visit Graduate Oxford, just steps away from the University of Mississippi's campus, whether you're in town for a big game or a local Rebel looking for some pre-tailgate grub. Graduate Oxford is the smartest place to stay for Ole Miss fans, and we appreciate them sponsoring that. Good win over Georgia Tech, and we are going to talk about it with the head coach of the Rebels, Lane Kiffin. Everybody, hey, Coach.
Hello.
How are you?
Awesome.
It's Bama week.
Sure is.
Ready?
Yeah. The players got to do a lot more than I do.
Okay. Well, you got to be a good motivator on
That's true.
Saturday. That's
We got
for
a long
sure.
time till the game.
Let's put Georgia Tech to bed. You know, one of the things we noticed, like Gary Darby from our pregame, postgame shows here, we're talking about this, the number of plays that we had our opponent run against us versus what we ran last 2 games, like 80s to 60s, which is amazing, but we still won by double digits in both games.
Yeah. You know, the old time of possession that people used to think matters doesn't, and play count doesn't, because if you score fast, then they get the ball back. And we've not done a good job the last 2 games getting off the field on third down on defense. I think we've had like 37 attempts against us, which is way too many.
What did you see that you liked, though, from Tulane to Georgia Tech?
I thought we got better balance on offense. We were able to run the ball better, play more efficient. I thought all of a sudden we didn't play at times well on defense, which was not the case the week before. And we made our safeties have to make too many tackles and plays in the game.
New guys seeming to be gelling like you want them to?
We're getting there. This will be a huge test because we've been at home and we've been in a 30,000-seat stadium, which was half full of Ole Miss fans, and now we're going to go to 100,000-seat stadium. So this is a much bigger test, obviously, not just the opponent but the environment.
You know, I know you were there, Pete was there. It's still hard to explain it. You can't recreate it. You just have to go experience it as a player. It is a very difficult place to play.
Yeah, it is, and you get a number of those in the SEC. You know, other places similar to that are some of our guys went into Tennessee, obviously LSU, but you know, this is one of the hardest ones there is in the country.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, B. Hud's already got some questions lined up for you. Ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to find out what the latest greatest is. I saw on Twitter, though, you did have to straighten out Juice today, right?
I can't keep track of my Twitter. Which thing?
Yeah. Juice was, bragging about all the 5 stars that Alabama has.
Yes. Yeah. We're taking Juice's Twitter away for a week.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I
like with my kids, it's like do as I say, not as I do.
Okay.
You know? Like.
Yeah, so. I don't know. You might have some real problems if they took Twitter away from you.
It would probably be good for me, actually.
More with Coach Lane Kiffin. We come back here at Boo-Ray.
is Oxford's upscale down-home restaurant on the square. Now for more Reb Talk, here's David Callum.
Don't forget, Country Pleasing Sausage, a family-owned company in Florence, Mississippi, is proud supporter of Ole Miss Athletics, now being served in concession stands. Just say Country Pleasing, please. And Genteel is the official apparel provider of the Ole Miss Network. Check out their new collection of Ole Miss apparel now at genteelapparel.com or at Landry's, which is just on the opposite side of the square from us. The next time you're in Oxford, Genteel Apparel is a proud partner of Ole Miss Athletics. We are live at Bourré, and we're so happy that we're at Bourré again, and they do such a wonderful job. We got a birthday, Dee Birkenstock. Happy birthday. This is her, I didn't do this research. I got helped out. But anyway, her first birthday in Mississippi. She just moved here from Chicago. How about that? I saw him bring you out something pretty cool over there. You going to share it or no? Happy birthday to you. All right. I knew if I opened that door with birthdays, I'd be doing birthdays the rest of the year, right? Okay. Let's take some questions for you, Coach Kiffin. What you got there, B-Hud?
First question is from, it just says the Nick. So there you go. The Nick.
Maybe the Nick here. There's the Nick. Look at him. He's going to stand for us.
Maybe it's Nick Saban.
The Nick.
Maybe it is.
All right. This could be
this guy's
scary.
saying it's him. The Nick.
All right, go.
He's a spy. You think he's a spy? Think you sent him over here? All right, well, I'll take out some of these questions. Does the Alabama coordinator turnover help or hurt us for game preparation?
Well, I think a lot gets made of that, but you got to remember people have left there and gone different places a lot of times, and I don't even know what the number was, but whatever, he beat the 21st assistants in a row. So just because people came from there doesn't mean you're going to win, and a lot gets made of that. Both buildings know each other really well.
You know, Sark made a great comment about former assistants that have beaten him with such a minuscule number and all this, and he just kind of stopped them and he said, okay, let's look at everybody else against him too, which is a great point. Nick's just had a phenomenal career there, done a tremendous job.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever been anybody measured like he is. He set the bar so high that it always amazes me. Like last year, people are like, man, they're over with, they're dynasty over, and you're like, wait. They lost 2 games on a 2-point play and a long field goal on the road on 2 of the hardest places in the world to play.
Right.
Tennessee and LSU versus 2 really good teams. 1 play, so they're 2 plays away from being undefeated, but yet
playing for the Natty.
Yeah, but yet they're falling off the face of the map. So it's amazing because he's done so well for so long. Everybody's so spoiled that all of a sudden, if it's not perfect, they start thinking something's wrong.
Got another one?
I do. Andy on the live stream asked, just having Coach Golding on the defensive side of the ball because he was with Saban, does that help the offense for us?
A little bit. I mean, we'll ask questions once in a while about rules on certain things and stuff. But we've been around Coach Saban in that system a long time, so we kind of know a lot of those things anyway that we've used over time.
His willingness to adjust, and really offensively, a lot of people credit starting with you, bringing in kind of a high-power offense, is probably, one of the elements of his success, I would think.
Yeah, I think that decision, I'm not talking about his decision with me, his decision to say, okay, I'm going to get out of what I believe in, which is the slower, old-school offenses, has, extended his career at this championship level. It wouldn't have happened otherwise. So you got to give someone credit. That's not easy to do as you get to be an older coach. You've done one way, your whole career to say, okay, I don't like these rules. I don't like tempo, but we got to do it or I'm going to lose. So you got to give them a lot of credit for doing that.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys have not done that, and I'm not being funny, they're not coaching anymore. Some very legendary names at big-time programs that they tried to stick with those old-school offenses and didn't end well.
Yeah.
Got Jeb, your number 1 fan, not asking a question, leaving a comment here. He said he's planning to go to the Alabama game, but his car's messed up, so hopefully he gets to make it. But he wanted to make sure that I got that on the show.
You could give him a ride.
I could, yeah.
Where does Jeb live? He is our number 1 fan. We should know where he lives.
I don't know. Probably, I'm going to go Kosciuszko. That's my best guess.
How do you not know where he lives?
We're not. He comments in a live stream once a week. You think we're like buddies?
He's about to tell you where he lives.
Oh, I know.
That's
Just
coming
wait.
up.
I'll tell you when he comments. Yeah.
Pick him up.
Spencer Maxwell. We could maybe grab him on the buses as we go through.
Pick him up, like Dumb and Dumber. Just throw him in the bus.
Pick him up. Spencer Maxwell asked this question. You put it on Twitter this week. see if we can get you off
Shocker.
Twitter for the next couple of days. But Coach Saban giving you an opportunity. Spencer's question is, what would a win this weekend against a Coach Saban-led team mean for you?
I don't really get into that. I know that's coach speak to say that I don't get into that, but I really don't. I think kind of sometimes when you have more different relationships in competitive games that you play each year, you know, it kind of means more when you beat that person versus someone that you have a tremendous amount of respect for, that did a lot for you in your life. So obviously you want to be competitive and beat them, but it's kind of a little bit different feeling maybe than another coach in the conference.
Or what might be even a bigger question is it's league play. You've been involved with this league for a while, and are we ready to dive into the SEC? That's usually the question when you come out of non-conference play.
Well, you're going to figure out fast. Rolling into Tuscaloosa
Who put this schedule
50%
together, by the
new
way?
players.
Every week I look at the toughest schedule in America at the very top. Ole Miss.
Yep. We got it. Kansas City Chiefs are next week, I think.
I love it.
Right before like LSU and Georgia or
Yeah,
something?
right. Yeah. In fact, that should be a light game compared to those next two, right?
We got a couple questions in the same vein, so I'm going to combine them. Justin on the live stream and Hal in person says, do you expect Alabama to play multiple quarterbacks even though they named Milroe the starter?
I do not. I think that's the direction they're headed, and they're going to go with him and stay with him in the game. And, you know, actually they should. He's played the best of the three. So that wasn't really earth-shattering news. So he's the hardest one to defend for sure.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take some more questions. Be HUD for Coach Lane Kiffin. Don't forget to score $10 in bonus points. Hotty-toddy fans, sign up online for the Exxon Mobil Rewards Plus program with the code WINOleMiss at emrewards.com or on the app to get this $10 signing bonus for a limited time. And don't forget, too, True Care is changing the healthcare game to help Mississippians live their best life by combining the experience of a national health plan with the local knowledge of Mississippi health providers. To learn more, go to truecare.ms. We'll be back with Coach Kiffin. More questions on RebTalk from Boo Ray next.
Hotty Toddy Ole Miss. More Reb Talk from Boo-Ray on the Square continues now. Here's David Kellum.
And welcome back to Boo Ray. David Kellum with Coach Lane Kiffin. Brandon Hudson. It was a little beagle doggy just went by. I'm a beagle dog guy. I have Trudy as my version of the home pet, and that was a cute little beagle went by. We got a great crowd here, Boo Ray. Tell them again you're here. Wow, we appreciate you guys. Ole Miss and Alabama coming up Saturday. 2:30 kick. Our airtime will be 12:30 on the radio. We've got some more questions coming up for Coach Kiffin. What you got, B-Hud?
I think Juice would have probably ate that dog as a snack.
Oh, come on. Probably.
Parker Stearns in the room
You
says,
know, I think that big dog little thing on like this lab thing, like, he doesn't fight any dog. Like
they're not
they're
aggressive
not fighters.
Well, that's smart.
Or maybe
though.
they all aren't. He isn't.
that
he
beagle
runs.
probably
Like
nip his
no,
head.
he just like whatever. A little dog messes with him. He just like jumps
Yep.
away from it. Like I was kind of surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With all his special, so he doesn't have special forces type training. It's
more
other type
picking
training.
up
It's
tees,
kicking
and
Picking up
tees,
tees,
shoes.
garbage,
garbage.
expensive sunglasses.
eating shoes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Parker Stearns from in the room says, I was shocked to see us kick a field goal in the first drive. Does having Caden Davis change the analytics? And I put the inflection on shocked just because I felt
Why
like
are you
that's what
trying
he
to
was
say that
saying.
yourself?
No, I was saying, like, that's probably what he was thinking. Like, that's
Oh.
how he was saying it.
Yeah. And he made it.
He did.
56 yards.
Well, that one wasn't 56,
Oh, that-
but he
no,
made
it
the
wasn't.
first one.
But
So
the
then
first
I thought,
drive.
then I was like, he made it. That was so easy. Then the next time we had the ball on 4th and goal on the 5, we didn't kick it because
Right.
I was like, how much fun is that? We already did that. So we went
love
for
it.
it
I
and
love
threw an in route to Trigg, wide open.
There you go.
He still doesn't like kicking, any form of kicking,
It's not fun.
except kickoffs.
What's the excitement about it? It's like a soccer thing. Like, football is just to hit people. It's supposed to kick a ball through and upright.
But
Pay
you got
to see
be
that.
really
I mean, I get late
excited.
in the game, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're
Beginning
Really
of the
excited
game.
about Caden, though. He's done a wonderful
It's like
job.
going to a golf match and be excited about watching putt.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with this or
I
not.
just
but
want to see big plays.
the largest
Yeah.
sport in the world is about kicking a ball through a goal. Just so we're.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying.
that's only because they can't throw it as far as we can.
That's right.
Or they would.
They're not allowed to
There you
throw
go.
it.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Will Phillips says.
And they don't have pads on.
Caden, well, we got to even
Well,
talk
they-
about Caden. Caden has
Shin pads.
really done well in that category, but he also the touchbacks have been huge too.
Yeah, very big weapon. And, I think so much attention made to your bigger portal guys over time. People kind of
Right.
forget about some of these. And this
Right.
was a huge one.
All right, go ahead.
This is a coaching question, so I know how this is going to probably end for me.
Okay.
But with Milrow officially making the start for Bama, do we plan to spy him with somebody on defense?
Would we tell anybody that if we were?
Like as I said, you never know what he answers.
So, Pete Golding's coming up next, and he was going to draw up exactly what we were going to do and show it to everybody here,
Right.
and which guy would spy him, and from which angle he would come from.
Do you think Saban's listening to this show? Is that what it is?
Saban is not listening to this show, but someone is for him.
Yes.
Maybe like that guy that holds up the thing for him to stand on to talk to the team.
Yikes. Our viewership just went
I'm
way
gonna
up.
start using one of those. Like, put this so I can stand up, so
you
I can
hire
actually.
them. Well, you got a bunch of tall players. You've gotten taller on the team.
Or I'm not 5'6", so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just went from 194 viewers to 195 viewers. If that tells you anything, just in case.
What else you got, B-Hud? This is going down
Scott
fast.
Satchfield on the stream says, a lot is made of pregame speeches before a big game. Is that something you plan ahead of time, or do you just go with what's in your heart in the moment?
I'm not a big plan ahead of time on that. Some people I used to with a coach that would write them out early in the week,
Yeah.
and even his if we win, if we lose, he'd write them out, and I'm just kind of I can't feel weird if I look down to read something to them. So I more just go what's on my mind. Usually kind of start slow, and then by the end it's basically just go kick their ass,
You're pretty transparent, though, and so and I think there's a value to that with players. You tell them, hey, what's good, what's bad.
Is that
Here
that
it is.
dog back again?
Yeah,
Jeez.
there's my beagle. Is
Okay.
that a beagle? No, that's something
Came
else.
back to see you.
I do think Juice could kick that dog.
Oh,
But
she's
anyway.
back.
Really?
Hi.
Oh, that's a different one.
Oh,
See, Juice comes to
We could
Oxford.
be here all-
Everybody's got a dog now.
we could be here all night.
Dogs are everywhere.
Maybe the dog Normally the fans wait to see you afterwards. Maybe the dog is waiting to see Juice afterwards.
That could be it.
Could be the new
Juice,
thing.
though? Juice isn't here. That could be the truth.
Funny question here on the live stream. Tanner says, do you ever worry about poking the bear with your Twitter comments or the popcorn type style comments on TV? Also, is the popcorn machine plugged in?
Okay, that was 3 questions. One, I don't worry about poking him on Twitter because he doesn't have Twitter.
Right.
And he
you get away
doesn't
with
look at
anything.
social media, so it's kind of, you can say whatever you want. And
He's got
people-
that person, though, that's
He does.
checking it out.
I don't know if they even know how to do Twitter, though, because I know the person. But
Oh, my.
but if you put it in an article, it's going to get to his desk, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So if somebody repurposes your tweet
yeah.
and puts it in a
And I know the person, and so when I say the really nice things like, hey, you know, I owe a lot about my career to him. He took me when no one else wants to take me. They don't put that on his desk. They, like, leave the nice articles, that, like, the little, like, jokes and shots. They put those and, like, highlight them. Like, look how terrible he is talking about you.
So he hasn't heard the good stuff. You'll have to
No.
tell him before the game.
I will.
No
Yep.
doubt.
One more here. It's a great question. Great one to end on. Kyle Smith says, how do you feel like Jackson Dart has handled the stage to this point as compared to last year? Do you feel like he's really progressed?
I do. I feel like he's got a lot more confidence. I mean, he's so excited when anyone on the team makes a play. This is a really cool, neat kid. And I kind of, you know, had a special thing with Matt, and I didn't know that we would find that type of guy, you know, that, like, so competitive, so do whatever it was to win. And so it's pretty cool that, because Jackson's a little quieter, so you don't know that at first, and it takes some more time. It's really cool to see some of those same Matt Curl competitiveness things about him.
Let's get a scouting report on what you think it'll take. You know, I was on a show this afternoon. Is that, you know, Ole Miss has had some success against Alabama here and there, but it's always been our formula. Seemingly in the past has been great quarterback play, real good physicality to match their physicality, match their team speed a little bit, and then, you know, in all honesty, they've had to help us a little bit too in years past, you know, because they've been so good. But what is the formula in your mind to be successful with Alabama?
Well, I think my study shows that Ole Miss has gone to the state of Alabama 31 times.
Correct.
We were 2-29.
Yes.
Okay.
So
But-
the other formulas didn't work.
Yes, but we have a good one because in 1988,
Yeah. I called
believe-
that game.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. In 1988, they beat the Alabama Crimson Tide there. Alabama Crimson Tide did not complete a pass that day.
Correct. It was crazy
And we scored like 15 points in the last 44 seconds of the game.
to win it. That's
And
right.
we were like still huddling. We don't know, like nobody back then knew you can go fast and stuff. It was really, I watched it last night.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
wow.
crazy.
Wasn't it crazy?
2 head coaches didn't have headsets on. It was like,
Just hey,
it's like, it's 3rd and 10. They run fullback belly and it works.
yeah.
And
And
came out of there with a win.
came out of there
So
with a
there-
win.
there you
Sean
go.
Sykes will have his play from that game on
I
our
told
pregame
Pete-
show. We had a
Told
great
Pete
run.
Golding, just don't let him complete one pass. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Yeah. Boy, that'd be something. That was Bear Bryant Day. Did you know that?
I
They were
actually only knew that because
dedicating
I
the
asked
museum.
Tom Luke, who was a freshman on the team, and Tom said that was Bear Bryant Day.
All right. So
So maybe this will be Nick Saban Day.
Nick Saban Day.
They ruined Bear Bryant Day back then. We can ruin like Nick Saban Day today.
I got it.
Isn't every day Nick Saban Day?
I know.
And then it's the end of the streak of playing them like whatever 30 some years in a row
Right. Right.
Oh, yeah.
because we don't play them
We'll
next
play
year.
him next year.
Yeah. That's weird. That's really weird.
Maybe it'll be the
I'm
last
not
time.
against that,
Maybe it'll be
though.
the last time we play the old man. Who knows?
You could be. We'll have
Never
to
know.
see. We'll have to see. I know your players are excited though. Got to be excited. You jump into the SEC this week.
Yeah, I mean, you can't play these big games and beat these big teams if you don't play them. So to have this opportunity and to go do it their place, obviously, analytically, that makes it more challenging, but it also makes it more rewarding when you do it.
Tell us about, speaking of players, Trey Washington, who's about to come up here, led us with 10 tackles last week. I was really off to a great start on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, SEC Defensive Player of the Week last week. Very quiet leader. Just leads by example, continue to make plays. You know, we put guys in culture areas where we're always looking for culture one guys that prepare, play, like every game's the same, and they do it not for what it gives them. They do it to play for the teammates. You know, not everything about like, oh, what are my stats? So he's really a high culture one guy on our team that doesn't care about anything except helping his team and winning.
We're looking forward to visiting with him. Coach, thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Lane Kiffin.
Have a good week.
We'll be back with Trey Washington next on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Boo-Ray is Oxford's upscale down-home restaurant on the square. Now for more Rev Talk, here's David Callum.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line, or they put it to 10. And this is going to be picked off in the end zone by Trey Washington. The throw in the end zone is stolen away by Trey Washington. Ole Miss gets the interception. Interception in the end zone. That stops the drive, doesn't it? Give it up for Trey Washington. Got that pick last year. 10 tackles last week. SEC Defensive Player of the Week. I love it. You just all over the place last week.
Yes, sir.
Felt good, huh? Hey, we're so excited to have him tonight, and our player interviews each week are presented by our friends at Guthrie's Chicken on 1506 University Avenue in Oxford, and they're a great place to go. New location is there, and you can call them at 662-380-5522 for all of your catering needs this fall. For a full list of locations, visit them online at Guthrie'sChicken.com. Trey is an Alabama native. Did y'all know that? From Trussville, Alabama. He told you he had the career-high 10 tackles over Georgia Tech. Leads the team with 20 on the season. He got the Jeff Ham Memorial Award during spring practice. That deserves a round of applause, too. So that means he was working hard in the offseason. Got a couple of TFLs on the year as well. Let's start there, being from Alabama. What's it like growing up in that state and all those crazies that like the Crimson Tide and Auburn, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, my mama is one of them crazies.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So she's an alumni from there. So I've been hearing about Alabama, and I've been around Alabama my whole life.
So, but now you got to tell her blood's thicker than water, right? She's got to wear Ole Miss stuff this week.
Yeah. She loves doing it. She's incorporated to the Ole Miss fan base well.
You almost can't be from that state and not, get attached to the passion that goes on there in football.
Yeah, I actually grew up an Auburn fan, so we were clashing in the house a lot. Yeah.
What made you come to Ole Miss? What?
It was Coach Kiffin, the D staff at that time. It was a family-oriented place. and I love the culture that they were building, and I love the environment here. It's a great campus.
School been good?
Yeah, school's been good.
What are you majoring in?
IMC. It's integrated marketing.
Oh, he's going to replace one of us someday.
Yeah.
IMC. I love it.
Yep.
B. Hud's got a question for you. What you got, B. Hud?
I do. We got a question. From your perspective in the secondary, how much has the Golding 4-man front differ from the 3-man front as far as, like, scheme?
Yep. I think this year is more about communication, making sure we're on the same page, and I think we're playing physical in this defense, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to put on the field Saturday.
You know, we've asked several players, Trey, that have been up here about all the new faces, trying to build relationships off the field. You know, I'm sure that's important. Yep. And then trying to gel on the field. How's that gone, both of those areas?
It's still a work in progress. You know, we've only been with each other for like 3 months, 4 months now. Mm-hmm. So we're still working. We're still meeting up with each other, getting to know each other and bonding. So it's a work in progress, but I love these guys, and I feel like we communicate. I mean, we compete at a very high level.
Jordan Watkins was talking to us about being kind of like the quarterback among the receivers on the field. Who does that for y'all's defense?
In the humblest way, myself.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. And so you try to get everybody in the right place and get them lined up and do the right thing.
Try to make sure everybody's on the same page, because when we're executing well, I think we put a lot of good things on tape when we're executing well. So
what's it going to mean to you to step into that Crimson Tide Stadium and play against Alabama?
It's going to mean a lot. This is a game that I've been dreaming of, obviously, being there, and I can't wait. I'm very excited. If
you want to pick in the end zone, we're cool with that, right, B-Hud? Get a little pick in the end zone. Trey Washington, y'all. Thank you, man. Appreciate you so much. We'll wrap things up when we come back.
Nice.
Hotty Toddy Ole Miss. More Reb Talk from Blu-ray on the Square continues now. Here's David Callum.
Hey, as we come back, we want to congratulate our students. Record crowds for the Ole Miss students in that end zone. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
wow. Yeah,
incredible.
Give it up for our students. They have been incredible. We appreciate them for sure. And don't forget, too, the Ole Miss Golf Course, still good weather. You can go play a little golf. Go to OleMissGolfCourse.com to learn more. And they got a wonderful course, and if you don't play behind D. Hud, who will tear it up, but
tear it up all right.
Yep. You wish you could tear it up in the
exactly.
the
I
score
wish I tore it up in a
standpoint,
good
right?
way, but I tear it up with divots.
Let's jump into SEC play.
I
my
know
man.
it's exciting. I think obviously playing on the road in the SEC at any stadium, it's tough. But you're going to Bryant-Denny, which is one of the largest, and obviously a team that's had a ton of success in that stadium. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think at the end of the day, it's about what our offense does against their defense. I think that ultimately is what the game comes down to, is figuring out if we can move the ball consistently, score points. Because I think we'll have a good game plan with a semi one-dimensional quarterback, knock on wood, that we can go in and maybe pull out a victory.
Wow, put us out there on
15?
that limb now.
Was it 2015 we went over there and
15,
won?
14 over there, 15 here. Is that
That's right.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around.
I bet it's the other way around.
Yeah.
We won twice.
That's right.
Yep, that's for sure.
Back to back. So let's get a new streak going this week.
Hey, I want to thank Joseph Kennedy, our on-site engineer. He deserves a round of applause. Yes. It's golf
Keeps it going.
claps, but, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? And, of course, Brandon and Mr. Pulaski. We'll see you 12:30 Saturday.